Hello and welcome to Midday Update. Coming up are the headlines for the day. Royal Cavalry horse Haroun helps Oman lift UAE Derby Cup. Under-Secretary of Tourism Ministry visits Al Buraimi Governorate. Before Ramadan, CPA inspects shop in South Al Sharqiya. Ahead of Prime Minister Modi-Morrison summit, Australia returns 29 antiquities to India. South Korea to supply generic drugs for COVID-19 treatments worldwide. Sri Lanka to seek IMF-supported program to manage debt repayment. 2 world records shattered at World Athletics Indoor Championships. Leclerc wins F1 Bahrain Grand Prix as Red Bulls retire. Joe 10th on debut. Those were the headlines. We'll take a short commercial break and we'll be back with the COVID-19 updates and the local stories for the day. Stay tuned.
The advancement of the Fourth Industrial Revolution has given rise to a digital economy where humans and machines collaborate to leap ahead on innovation and profitability through the use of artificial intelligence. In the banking and financial sector, Nebula AI can enable applications to boost risk management, improve data-backed decisions and security, and enhance customer experiences. Banks could automate routine tasks, accelerate risk calculations and fraud detection, and enhance customer service with conversational AI. AI is changing all the rules of how companies operate. Let us help you get there.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
We at TTV are coming up with a new show. In which we'll be discussing about retail, hospitality, aviation, education, and various other sectors so that you keep abreast of all the latest updates in the country. So let's talk every Monday at 8 p.m.
Welcome back now for the COVID-19 updates for the day. 0 new COVID-19 related deaths have been registered in the Sultanate. The total number of deaths remain at 4,250. Meanwhile, 122 new cases of coronavirus were registered, which brings the total number of positive COVID-19 cases to 387,627. And now for the local stories. The Sultanate of Oman's Royal Cavalry has won the UAE Derby Cup at the Abu Dhabi Equestrian Club track. According to Oman News Agency, the Royal Cavalry won the UAE Derby Cup after the horse Haroun won the 4th round of the UAE Derby Cup race for purebred Arabian horses over a distance of 2,200 meters at the Abu Dhabi Equestrian Club track. The Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Heritage and Tourism visited Al Buraimi Governorate to inspect a number of tourist projects and lands designated for tourism projects. His Excellency Azan bin Qasim al-Busaidi, Under-Secretary of the Ministry for Tourism, visited Al Buraimi accompanied by the ministry's team and a representative from the Umran Company, during which he met with Dr. Hamad bin Ahmad al-Busaidi, Governor of Al Buraimi. During the meeting, they discussed aspects of coordination and joint cooperation between the Governor's Office and the Ministry of Heritage and Tourism in the field of services in tourist sites, attracting investments in the tourism sector in the Governorate and promoting tourism, the ministry said in a statement. His Excellency also held a meeting with the chairman and members of the Tourism Committee at Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry branch in the Governorate to discuss the mechanism of attracting tourist groups and linking the Governorate to the tourism map with the rest of the neighboring governorates and markets. During the visit, His Excellency also inspected a number of tourist projects and lands designated for tourism investment. Consumer Protection Authority has carried out inspections on commercial centres, shops and markets in South Al-Sharqiya Governorate to ensure prices, promotions and discounts before the beginning of the holy month of Ramadan. A statement issued online by Consumer Protection Authority said the following. The authority's department in South Al-Sharqiya Governorate continues its inspection campaigns on commercial centres, shops and the governorate's markets to ensure prices, promotions and discounts for the blessed month of Ramadan and the accuracy of applying value-added tax on goods. With that, we'll take a short break and we'll be back with the international stories and sports news. Stay tuned.
The advancement of the Fourth Industrial Revolution has given rise to a digital economy where humans and machines collaborate to leap ahead on innovation and profitability through the use of artificial intelligence. In the banking and financial sector, Nebula AI can enable applications to boost risk management, improve data-backed decisions and security, and enhance customer experiences. Banks could automate routine tasks, accelerate risk calculations and fraud detection, and enhance customer service with conversational AI. AI is changing all the rules of how companies operate. Let us help you get there.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
We at TTV are coming up with a new show. In which we'll be discussing about retail, hospitality, aviation, education, and various other sectors so that you keep abreast of all the latest updates in the country. So let's talk every Monday at 8 p.m.
Welcome back to Midday Update, now for the international stories for the day. Ahead of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's virtual summit with his Australian counterpart Scott Morrison on Monday, Australia has handed over as many as 29 antiquities to India, which is seen as a boost to New Delhi's bid to get back the country's heritage from across the world. These are primarily sculptures and paintings executed in a variety of materials: sandstone, marble, bronze, brass, paper. Representing a large geographical region in India, antiquities are from Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Telangana and West Bengal. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has inspected the antiquities returned by Australia. Earlier this year, it was reported that the Narendra Modi government has been instrumental in bringing back some 200 stolen antiquities to India from across the world. Korea has become a global production hub to supply generic drugs for COVID-19 treatments to middle and low-income countries. From vaccines to oral treatments, Korea has been recognized for the production and supply of COVID-19 drugs. Celltrion announced on the 18th that it has signed a license-in contract with the UN Medicine Patent Pool or MPP for the generic production of Pfizer's oral COVID-19 treatment. The contract follows Pfizer's decision to expand the accessibility to its COVID-19 pills in low and middle-income countries through MPP. The license was only granted for 35 companies in 12 countries. In Korea, two pharmaceutical companies, Celltrion and Dongban FTL, have obtained the license. Under the license contract, Celltrion and Dongbang FTL will develop and produce generic drugs and supply them to up to 95 medium and low-income countries. Celltrion, which is in charge of supplying finished drugs, is planning to complete the development as soon as possible and start commercialization. By securing the license, Korean companies are able to produce and supply 2 generic drugs of oral COVID-19 treatments. In January, 3 Korean companies, Celltrion, Dongbang FTL and Hanmi Pharmaceuticals, have secured a license for MSC's oral COVID-19 treatment. Amid the ongoing economic crisis, Sri Lanka is seeking the help of the International Monetary Fund to restructure its unsustainable debt, with Finance Minister Basil Rajapaksa visiting Washington next month. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, in a national address on Wednesday, said that he had given the go-ahead for an IMF program after meeting senior staff of the lender in Colombo, sources said. The Sri Lankan authorities have also indicated that they are actively considering an IMF-supported program, IMF spokesperson Gary Rice said on Friday, adding that we will discuss with the authorities how best we can assist Sri Lanka going forward, including during the Minister of Finance's visit in Washington in April. The IMF has analyzed Sri Lanka's economy in a staff report which has been submitted to the Money Lending Agency's board. The full report has not been made public, but key conclusions, including that the debt is unsustainable, is now known. The report also warned that the Sri Lankan economy could implode unless actions were taken to halt monetary instability. Recently, Sri Lanka has seen its national currency getting devalued significantly against major international currencies, in addition to crippling fuel and gas shortages and daily electricity cuts. And now for the sports stories. Yulimar Rojas and Armand Duplantis set new world records on the closing day of the World Athletics Indoor Championships in Belgrade on Sunday. In the Serbian capital, Rojas of Venezuela broke the world record in the women's triple jump with a leap of 15.74 meters, leaving behind Marine Bekromanchuk of Ukraine and Jamaica's Kimberly Williams. Sweden's Duplantis set a new world record in the men's pole vault with 6.20 meters, improving the previous record set by himself in the same arena a fortnight ago. He was followed by Brazil's Thiago Braz and Christopher Nilsson of the United States. Charles Leclerc began Formula One's new era with victory as Ferrari took a 1-for-2 in Sunday's season-opening Bahrain Grand Prix, with both Red Bulls dramatically retiring in the closing stages. Alfa Romeo's Jules Wagner had already made history by becoming the first Chinese driver to take part in a Grand Prix, and now joins a select band of 66 drivers to have scored points in their debut race. The Shanghai native took the final point in 10th place on his Grand Prix debut, in which he notably overtook Mercedes' Lewis Hamilton for position as the Briton struggled on cold tyres after his first pit stop. Those were local, international and sports stories for the day. For more updates, stay tuned and keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.